okay. Good evening and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Dan Camilleri.
And I'm Laura McKillop. We'd like to start by thanking Duro for their ongoing support in bringing you our fortnightly Q&A.
Cool. Tonight we're fortunate enough to be speaking with Gus Armstrong. G'day, Gus. How you going, mate? Angus?
How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. Do you prefer to be called Gus or Angus or?
Oh, I don't really mind, whatever.
Whatever? That's cool, mate. That's cool, mate. What how was your day? What'd you get up to?
Yeah, it was good, thanks. Today we preg tested some ewes.
How many did you process?
I think that was 1,600 today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there's another 2,000 to go or something, or 3,000 to go.
Yeah, some big days for you coming up.
Yeah, 100%.
Mate, and I actually didn't realise before we just come on there, it's actually school holidays. You're actually still at school as well.
Yeah, still at school. Yeah, lucky to be off in the holidays though.
Yeah, and
Dad put you to work straight away?
Oh, well, I actually want to go to work. I love it.
What do you love about it, mate?
I think just working the dogs, really. Like, yeah, it's good fun, especially where Dad works at the back of Binder, next to Numby there. So it's pretty steep and rough sort of country. So, yeah, it's a good challenge for the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Gus, for the people that might not know of seeing your name on draws or at trials now, mate, do you just want to I've just had a stroke half sentence. Do you want to, like, we know who you are. Do you want to tell us where you're from, where you grew up, and yep.
Yeah. So I grew up sort of around Oberon areas, like spent a bit of time at Burriga, just I think it's like 50 k's out of Oberon on a pretty big place. It was all sort of cattle. Cattle work. I was only young though when we were living there. I think I might have been 10 or something. We did a stint up at Yeovil for a little bit. Dad worked on a place up there. That's about it. Just lived down in Oberon most of my life, I'd say. Yep. Yeah. We moved to Triaga probably, I think it was 12 months ago or something. So that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you, mate?
16.
16, I think.
Blows my mind. I always forget how young you are.
Sometimes I suppose that gets forgotten because you're out there giving it to a lot of people older than you as well in the trolling scene now, which we'll get into a little bit later, mate. But you mentioned being on properties and like all your life there and being around. Like, what is it about the stock work and the dogs that interests you?
I don't know. I sort of Dad's always been a farmer sort of thing. I think dogs just come into it because without the dogs, you can't really be a farmer. Like, you can't. Well, the good farmers can't do it without their dogs. Like, you need dogs to be a farmer, really.
Yep.
And it's not just dogs. You've had a bit to do with horses too, I believe.
Yeah, I've had a bit to do with horses. I've sort of come away from them in the last sort of 6 months or whatever because I'm just so focused on my dogs at the moment. But I've got 3 siblings, and they're pretty keen on the horses. Like, my older brother, he's riding the horses and like camp drafting and stockman challenges and sort of thing.
No, that's cool.
And is there a particular line of dogs that you like yourself, or are you a Kelpie man, a Kelpie man? Do you care?
No, I don't care. Like, I don't care what it looks like, what breed it is. I don't really like the blue cattle dogs that much. I haven't seen a good one yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favourite line, I don't really have a favourite really, but I really love the Capri sort of line. The McElbry and Glen Faber line. I like them a lot, like just the calmness and the strength that they have on cattle. And recently I've sort of trying to get into a lot of Jake Nolan sort of stuff, like the zone and RM kind of stuff, yeah. I do really like, I've got a few collies and heading dogs. but I haven't had a good one yet. So yeah, but I'm pretty keen to get right into the heading dogs and hunaways and sort of stuff.
You mentioned a few pedigrees there or prefixes, mate. What about those Brayside dogs? Do you like those ones?
Yeah, they're good. I love
Mate, so did growing up, and I say growing up, keeping in mind you're still 16, like did you have an option like not to be dragged around to work or to trials or whatnot, or was it always like was there sports or go and follow dad?
So I played footy for like a fair while, like since I was like 6 to 12 or whatever. And then once you get a bit older, like you're sort of playing like all around the state sort of thing. So it just becomes a lot, and there's 4 of us. So yeah, it comes a lot. But no, I wouldn't say I've been dragged around on the farms. Like I do love it and always have loved it. No, yeah, I do love going to work. So yeah.
Love it, mate. And when I say dragged around, I don't mean like against will, just like you had the opportunity and went, no, I want to go with dad rather than
Yeah, rather working with dad than most things.
That's cool, mate. Like so at 16, you've mentioned you got a few dogs there. Do you remember your first dog?
Yeah, so my first dog, I've still got him. He's only 2. Rumamiga Lloyd. He's pretty special. Like he's won a fair bit in all disciplines. Yeah, so I think I broke him in when he was. I got him as a pup, as an 8-week-old pup. Yeah, and just broke him in, and then took him trialing and just to work and whatever. Yeah.
What is it about him that you like?
So I like him like pretty hard headed. Like I don't like a weak sort of gutted dog. Like, and he was really hard to break in. Like he had a lot of mongrel in him. Being by pride out of an RM bit. So yeah, he was pretty hard to break in and just had a heap of mongrel in him. And then like once you get them, like they come around, they just love you. Like they never quit on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I really love about him.
Yeah.
And what else have you got around that you really like, mate?
So I've got a young dog. He's 12 months old. I got him off Chris Sherwood. He's out of a really well-bred bitch called Kate. By one of the dogs called Steve, who's by McElbry Sid. And he's the same. Like he's the maddest dog I've ever seen. Like, yeah, he wants to eat everything, but he's like so got a heap of cover and like drive, and yeah, he's really trainable too, which surprised me considering he's so mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty keen to get him out a bit more.
Yeah, and you mentioned some collies there.
Yep. I got my first collie off Dave Crawford. I do like him. He's just a bit different. He's more of an upright sort of dog. I really do like the UK type dogs, like they're like real intense and like hip cover and drive and whatever. And this one's just a bit different, like a bit upright, sort of. Yeah, I don't know about him. I think he'll be all right though. Like I think he'll be a good cow dog. Yeah, I'll see how he goes.
And did I see a Hunaway there recently?
Yeah. So I also got my first Hunaway off Dave Crawford as well. She's only 6 months old, I think. So yeah, she's ready for the harness now. I've just been sort of teaching her the basics. Well, trying to teach her the basics. I don't really know much about Hunaways. Yeah, and then we got another Hunaway off Jake Nolan. Like I think he's almost 2 or something. I've just been trying to train him as well. I don't really know much about him, but yeah, I've been mucking around with him a little bit.
So I love that you're doing that and dipping your toes in different waters and seeing what you like and what you don't. But you mentioned there, like you go, I don't really know. So how are you going educating yourself? Like you're leaning on, you've mentioned a few people there, you're leaning just on those people. Are you doing a bit of your own research? Like how are you developing yourself?
I think I just watch everyone. Yeah, Jake Nolan of recent's had a pretty big influence with his online training platform.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just sort of picture it in my head and sort of just try get to that, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. But the Hunaways, it's a complete different story compared to like a Kelpie or something. Like they're so intense and like you've got to like train them twice a day for like months to get a result. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I love it.
How are you going with the harness? Have you put it on her yet?
I've put like a somewhat harness, like a made one. She is taking it quite well, I think. I think she'll be a pretty handy dog anyway.
Yeah.
She's pretty full on for her age, I think. She got a real good bark and good noise and that. So yeah, I think she'll be pretty handy.
And being around a lot of handy stockmen since you were a little fella, who are some of the influences that have helped you
Early on.
early on?
Dad for sure. Like he's probably one of the best stockmen I've ever seen. Like his dogs and him, they just get it. Like they just do everything so easy. Like you'd be in the yard struggling, and then you just come in with his dogs, and everything just goes right. Like it's insane. Yeah.
You'd be loving to hear that.
Yeah.
You'd be loving that. And anyone else other than Dad, mate, as well? That's helped along the way.
I haven't really worked with all that many people. Aaron Booth, I've done a bit of. But I didn't really have my dogs back then, so probably I've only actually really worked with Dad since I've had my dogs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned work there, so we mentioned that you're still in school as well. What are your plans, mate?
I'm pretty keen to get out of school anyway. I'm not a big fan of it. The ideal plan would be to go working next year for a few people. Yeah. Go contracting for Dad or something.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's my plan anyway.
Yeah. So you obviously building the team up for that.
Yeah, 100%. But I just keep selling them on myself. Like I get good ones and I just end up selling them.
Selling one, buy another, or just selling?
I sell them and then I buy another one and it's no good. Should have kept what I sold.
Well, you must be doing something right because you got an invitation to Chris Stapleton's sale last year, right? You sold a dog through there.
Yeah.
And not just anyone can do that, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Chris has had some influence on you as well.
Yeah, 100%. So we've had a lot to do with Chris since I was like as early as I can remember. Really, like some of my earliest memories are at Chris's place at with all his dogs and stuff. So yeah, I've known Chris my whole life, pretty much. The stuff that he can do with a dog is insane and so like quiet. And his dogs just get it. It's insane. I haven't seen many people like it before. Yeah, it's crazy.
Is there? You mentioned like how quiet he is, and you mentioned a few people. Is there someone that you try to model yourself on? Or are you still trying to really be yourself, like as you're coming up? Like you try not to get too stuck or fixated on being stuck to one person.
There's probably a few people that I really inspire to be like.
Yeah.
One, Dad and his stockmanship, and just how his dogs get it all the time. Jake Nolan's a pretty big one. Yeah, the stuff that he can do with a dog, like no one else in Australia can do that, and he can do it with every dog, like Hunaways, Kelpies, UK style dogs. Like it's insane. I honestly think he's the best trainer in Australia. I haven't seen anyone else that good yet. Yeah, Pete Crow's another really good one. I really like his idea of training and just really loving his dogs and yeah, and then the results that he gets out of his dogs, like I reckon he'd probably have some of the strongest cow dogs in Australia. Well, I haven't seen anyone any better anyway.
Yep.
So where, Gus in, 3 or 4 years' time, Where do you see you and your dogs? What do you plan on doing?
I plan on going to New Zealand.
Yep.
Probably in the next 5 years, actually going to New Zealand. Like, I think I would just stick around here for a bit, do a bit of work, just sort of get a team of dogs before I go over there, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to learn off the best in Australia before I go over there, because I think they're at a complete different level with their dogs.
Yeah, and what about after that, mate? What about long term? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah.
Still,
20 years.
So we listen back to this podcast in 15, 20 years. Where do you want to see yourself then, mate? And we're not going to hold you to it. That's okay.
yeah, I don't know. I think I'll end up being a manager. I want to be a manager of a place anyway, whether it's in Australia, New Zealand. I don't really care, as long as I can work my dogs.
Yep.
And do you have a preference on the type of stock you're working? Like you mentioned cows a few times. Do you have a preference to work cattle over sheep, or you just don't care?
I really do love cattle work. Like one of the places that Dad managed, he had managed a place at Forbes and Oberon, and they bought, I think it was like 2,000 or 2,500 cows out of the Northern Territory and stuff, and a few out of South Australia and stuff, and they were mad. Like some of them were like 8-year-old and never seen a white man. Like they would want to eat you. Like, I love that sort of stuff. I reckon it's just real fun.
We'll see if it's fun when you got a couple of broken ribs. I don't think Mum will find that fun for you. What do you? So you like the action? I'm taking it.
Yeah, and Dad's got a few real cow dog type sort of things that'll just swing off anything, and
Yeah.
like seeing those dogs just maul cattle like that needed a good tuning up, just because they were like real hard to even get into like the yards. Like it was near impossible. And seeing Dad's dogs just break him in, and like the end result in a few years, I think it was like 2 years, and they were dead quiet. Like it was crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Your dad's saying dogs are pretty good sheepdogs too. I've seen them in action myself.
100%.
So that said, so when you're working stock like that, and then you're working sheep, how are you trying to educate your dogs to be in a good mindset to do both? Like, what are you doing there?
I really do think so far that you either have a strong cow dog and a strong sheep dog. I haven't seen too many that are really good at both. I think McElbright Sid, I've heard that he was really good sheepdog and a really good cow dog as well, but I haven't seen too much of it, and I don't expect my dogs to be really strong at one or the other. I really do like the idea of having a dog for each job. Like you might have a good strong cow dog, then a bit of a softer sheepdog. Not a softer sheepdog, but just one that handles that a bit better.
Yeah.
Then you got your Hunaways, pretty hard work, like might be mushing in the hills or something, or pretty intense yard work. Yeah, I really do like the idea of having a dog for each job.
Just having them excel in one part of the day.
I think so. Yeah.
Keeping in mind that you still are finishing year 10, where are you finding the time to train your dog and educate your dogs?
So I've actually built like a training setup. It's probably like 5 meters away from the house, and I've just got lights off the house onto the dog training arena. And my dogs are they're probably like 3 meters away from that. So everything's right next to the house on light. So like I come home from school, work my dogs or whatever. Probably I reckon sometimes I go out to like 9 o'clock or whatever, work my dogs. And then in the morning too, I work them. Probably I reckon I work them in the morning every second day or something. Yeah, I don't struggle to find time anyway because I look forward to it.
Are you struggling for real estate there with your siblings? Are they
I was going to say, at least the horses can't be right on the back door.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. Because they've got everything's like right next to the house. Like we've got an arena, horse arena right next to the house, and so everything's pretty right there. So it's pretty good, yeah.
mate, you got some pretty cool parents.
Yeah, 100%.
You got some pretty cool parents, right?
Yeah.
And do you have to, like when I was talking about there before about wrestling for real estate, like any of your brothers or sister, like are you negotiating with them whose turn it is to work a dog, or they're not really?
So no, not really. I think we just go one after the other. Like my older brother Riley has had a few dogs and sold a few dogs for a bit of money and stuff. And like he turned out some pretty good dogs. Like he's just real simple and yeah, he gets them going really well. So him and I think Darcy's actually starting to get into the dogs a bit. Like he's got a pup here out of one of Dad's bitches by a pretty hard cow dog. So I think they'll all get into it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, mate. There's some sibling rivalry going on.
And are you helping out Dad now in terms of getting out and training as well? Does he come out and join you?
Yeah, we do. 100% we do. Yeah, always train together.
No, that's cool.
That's really cool, mate. And you've had a bit of success recently trialing, but when did you start trialing, mate?
So my first season of trialing was last year. My first trial was actually Rydal.
That's nearly most people out this Central West.
Yeah.
That start trialing, like Rydal's normally the first trial everyone gets to, right? First on the calendar, real casual.
Yeah. It's actually a really good trial. Like just a little
cool.
Yeah, it's a good trial.
Yeah, and how'd that go for you, mate?
I didn't do any good, I don't think.
Yeah. And where'd you go from there?
I can't really remember, to be honest.
How'd the rest of the year pan out?
Did you get up to that one at Oberon there that Armstrong fella runs?
Oh yeah. As much to my despite, I went there. Yeah. So actually, I won the junior title last year, which was pretty good. Like, but it was a lot of work goes into it. Even like traveling, I think we might have went at like 20 trials or something last year, 25 trials, like just every weekend, flat out with them. Yeah, it was really good.
And since then, you've had a bit more success as well.
Yeah, so I actually won an Open not long ago at Wellington. Yeah, it was pretty good. I actually won the novice and the Open, so yeah, it was pretty.
And after that, keep going.
Oh yeah, the USD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real cool. I love the USD. It'd be one of my favorite trials, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
So you got up in the yards, right?
Yeah.
Knocked over everybody.
Yeah.
All 51 competitors.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. What how did you feel when that last dog ran, mate, and you knew it was yours?
Oh, I was shocked. Like I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Like there would have been every best hand in Australia there. Like it was insane.
Yeah, and what about when the last 5 dogs were going and you've already had your run? What were your feet doing, mate?
So they actually, I think it was on Friday. Was it Friday they did the yard, and they actually ran at a time. So they did the last 3 dogs the next morning, and I was on Friday, so I could not sleep Friday. I was so nervous, but yeah, I ended up getting the win. So yeah, it felt really good.
Congratulations, mate.
Awesome result.
That's not an easy feat, and you should be really proud of that, mate. And that goes to show that you only get out what you put in, and you put a lot of time and effort in, mate, and it's coming out as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
No, you're welcome, mate. And what so you've won the yard in the USD now. What would you? Is there something out there that you'd like to see sitting on your mantelpiece at home?
Yeah, one of the long head trials in New Zealand, I reckon.
That is really cool.
Big ambitions.
Set high. Absolutely. Yeah. Set the bar high and just strive for it.
Yeah, 100%.
What about here back in Oz, mate? Is there something that, one of your mentors you've seen, you mentioned Chris there, he's got his name on a stack of trophies. Is there anything here that you'd like to take out?
I think everyone wants to win the Australian. It'd be pretty cool to win that, or the Kelpie Field Trial.
Mm-hmm.
Even in New South, like every win's a good win, I reckon. Like everyone deserves it. Like it's hard to even win a bloody novice. Like there's that many good dogs getting about. Like, I think anything's a good win.
Probably harder to win a novice these days.
Yeah, it took me ages.
What is it about the trialing that you enjoy, mate? Considering you've been around it your whole life.
I just think what you can actually do with a dog, and what you can do with them, what they can handle. Like, I think a trialing's a fair bit of pressure for a dog. Like, there's a heap of people there, different sheep. Like, it's a bit of a, even like the yard course is different from home. Like, yeah, I think dogs can get a lot of pressure at a trial they wouldn't get it at home. Just the challenge of it. I think it's awesome.
So, question, as a young person, what would your advice or reason to a mate that you go to school with that's got dogs to get into dogs and yard trialing or trialing in general?
I think just go to a trial. Like, go to a trial and have a crack at it. See all the good hands that are there, and then you can really, just by watching, you can see what you can actually do, and just be consistent with it. Like, work your dogs every day. Like, it makes a massive difference. Even just let them out of the cage, like in lead training or anything. Like, anything makes a big difference, I think.
And the worst that can happen if you're not a dick is make a few mates out of it as well, right?
100%.
No, that's really cool. You mentioned going like New Zealand. You mentioned like doing a long head course. Be cool. What about your Hunaways? What would you like to achieve with them?
Just to get a bloody hand on them, to be honest. Yeah. I really would like to break one in properly. Like the stuff that you can do with a Hunaway, it's insane. Like, it's like nothing else.
Yep. And is your training set up different for your different breeds of dogs, or do you use go somewhere else at home?
Not at the moment. No, it's all the same. Yeah, for everything, all breeds, it's all the same. I think. Yeah.
What's your setup look like, mate?
It's just like a big arena. It's got a force and a race in it. Just to teach the pups to back and bark. I don't think you need anything more than that, really. Like, Chris Sherwood's got, like, it's like an acre paddock or half an acre paddock, and that's all he uses. Like, and then the result that he can get out of it, it's insane, and it's just a paddock, really.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah, you mentioned the the National Kelpie Field Trial there as one of the pinnacles. Like, have you got some aspiration to do some more utility trialing?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to do all trialing. I've never done a utility though, so keen to have a crack at it. I think it's probably the most practical trial out. I think, like, having the paddock side of it than the yard. Like, I think it really showed the best sheepdog anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your plan for the rest of the year in the trialing circuit, mate? You're going to ease up? You're going to hit the gas?
So I set a goal at the start of the year to win my novices to become a judge. I think that'd be really cool. I think that's my main goal this year, is to become a judge. I actually did my judging school at Gunnedah last weekend, so I'll see how we go.
So that was going to be one of my questions, like if you had aspirations to do that, and why?
Everyone that I've spoken to has said that they've never learned so much until they've started judging. I think by watching what everyone does, like watching their mistakes or what they do right, I think you can really learn a lot from it. Just learn or see like how they approach their stock. Learn things that you haven't seen before, or just different techniques that people might have to get around a course. Like, I think you'll just learn a lot.
Yeah, very cool, mate.
Was there one thing you picked up from last weekend? Stood out.
Was that last weekend?
You said it was last weekend, didn't you?
It was last week. There you go.
I think just to be consistent in how you point people. I think that was the main thing. Yeah, or how many points to point for someone.
Mm-hmm.
I think it all goes off opinion too, though. How much you point them. Yeah, it was I really enjoyed it. Like, there was really good instructors. Like, it was Jeff McDougall and Tony Overton doing it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and just to listen to what they had to say about it. Yeah, I really liked it. I learned a lot.
Mate, just get advice off your old boy, because every time he judges me, I seem to do it right. So just keep doing whatever he does.
Yeah, righto.
Actually, Dad's got quite a history of doing of trialing and doing some trialing at some pretty good trials as well. Do you ever speak to him after a trial and see what he looks at, or what and try to gauge to get an opinion that way as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, after every trial, we always
Debrief.
Talk about it. What right, what we did wrong, what we should have done bit different. Yeah, we always sort of go off. Yeah, always talk about it after, I think, and before. Like, we always sort of tend to have a game plan or sort of thing. Yeah.
Does Mum get sick of you guys talking dogs?
Yeah, I think so. I think Dad.
Sorry.
I think Dad does too.
Yeah. Mate, and Dad obviously running a very good trial out there in Oberon. Have you got plans to get on board and help him there a bit more now that you're really getting into the scene?
I think so. Like, they've sort of got a pretty good committee now. I think there's like 4 or 5 fellas on it now. So only if they need it, really. Like, it doesn't. I don't think being a part of the committee would be an awesome thing. Like, it'd be great to be on it, but it's not really. If I'm not needed, like, why do it? I think. But it is a really good trial. Like, it's probably one of the best organised and set up trials ever. Like, the setup that they've got, like, it's all brand new. Like, they put a lot of effort into it and work into it. Yeah.
But I remember when it was still the old setup under the tree, and we'd all be packing it up of an afternoon and letting sheep out in the yards and wiring panels up, and now you go there and it's just all
done.
Yeah.
Done. Like, it's just so cool. Like, they've done the old boy and his committee there have done such a cracking job of organising all that, and even having the new stuff there this year. Like, that goes to show just how much effort they've put into it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, they've done a really good job on it.
I would love to see. There's heaps of space there. I'd love to see a utility trial there, but I'll just put that seed.
Absolutely. I thought they could have done a cow trial on the camp draft around the New South, but they didn't have time for it. So, but yeah, you could definitely like a USD type thing there, 100%.
Definitely.
That'd be cool. There's something for you to think about, mate. Get into the old boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Mate, is there been younger yourself, right, and getting into this, is there a message you'd like to get out to, like, I know Laura touched on it earlier about
even the older generations of, how they might be able to give more to people like you to get more into it and keep the sport growing?
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty good. Like, I was really well supported by everyone. Like, I don't think it's I think it's pretty easy to go trialing or get help with dogs. Like, everyone's really keen to give information or tips or different training methods even. Like, everyone's really helpful. And I think the more open mind you are, the better, like, to take on different ideas or newer ideas or I think just being open mind is the main thing.
How do you handle nerves, mate?
Oh, I'm shocking for it. Actually, at trial, when I'm trialing or whatever, I don't get nervous, but I can't talk to people to save my life. Like, I'm shocked.
Tonight.
Yeah.
So how have you got something that you normally would do or something to try and help with that, or you just get on with it?
I think I just get on with it, really. Like, I try my best, but yeah, I think I just get on with it. I don't really have any techniques. I just sort of tell myself to get out of my head that I'm right, I think.
No, that's cool. You're doing a good job anyway.
Mate, for anyone watching or listening back, you can clearly hear the fire in your belly and your passion. Like, even if there's some people out there that maybe even if like a bit older and have fallen out of love with dogs a bit, I'm sure after listening to this, you might ignite a few flames going again. Like, it is really inspiring, like, to see like you're glowing, you're bubbling, like how passionate you are about it. So, mate, just keep doing you. You're doing a great job. You will inspire not only younger people to come through, which we'll ask you in a second, but some other people that the fire might have just dwindled down a bit. So you keep being awesome, man, because you're doing a cracking job.
Thanks, Dan. I hope I inspire someone. Like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
You are, like, you're there, you're buzzing, like you can just feel the energy. It's really cool. Now, that said, like, if there's some people out there that are just kind of like, I'm not sure about it, or I don't feel I'm good enough, or not putting, my dogs aren't there. What advice can we give those people, mate?
I think just I think going to trials like the best thing. Like, no one actually cares if you're doing good or bad. Like, no one's actually. I always just struggle, like, people are watching me and stuff, but no one actually. At the end of the day, no one actually really cares. Like, if you're really nervous, like, no one's actually, like, they don't care. Like, I'm not saying they don't care about you or how well you go. Like, no one's actually judging you. Like, I think there's nothing to be really actually worried about or nervous about. Like, and there's enough people to, like, support you with trialing and stuff, and even how to deal with your nerves and things. Yeah, I think no one's actually here to judge you. Like, no one.
We totally get what you're saying. But no one's like looking at you and going, "Oh, you're shit," or whatever it may be. Like, everyone just wants to see everyone have a go, and they're fairly supportive as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, 100%.
You got that message out, cool, mate. That was cool, mate. Is there anyone you'd like to see us that we haven't already sit down and have a yarn with?
There's probably a few people. Archie Crow's one. I haven't had much to do with him, but I've seen a few videos of him working dogs, and I've seen a few videos of his dogs. I think they're really cool. Like, I think they're mostly like the Glenn Faber type sort of dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's one. I don't know if you've done Luke Platts or not. He's another really good one.
Yeah.
There's a fella called Lane Pendergast.
Mm-hmm.
He got a pretty solid line of dogs, I think. Really cow type sort of dogs. I think those fellas, I think they'll be pretty good to have a chat to.
Beautiful.
Mate,
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. And you mentioned earlier that you really like those intense UK style of dogs. What's your space, mate? I was in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and working with a mate of mine over there, did a school and seen some really cracking dogs. And I've seen the best UK collie I've ever seen over there, clean as clean can be, that I think you'd really like. So we're going to probably talk to him in the next couple of weeks, mate. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, righto. That'd be cool.
Mate, I wanted to bring this dog home. He was really dog.
Oh, I love him. I think that's cool. Like, that fella, I don't know if you know him or not, have heard of him. His name's Kevin Evans. Yeah, the stuff that he can do with a dog, and like, every dog is unreal. Like, he always puts videos up of his dogs, and he might be selling them or whatever, and every single dog is unreal. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Actually, was really lucky that got to work with a few dogs out of his dogs, or dogs he bred, when I was over there. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Their levels of intensity, and they just want to shift stock. They don't care what direction. They just want to move stock. I learned how to shed over there as well with these Kevin Evans bred dogs, and like it's just really cool. I know what when you're talking about it, I know exactly what you're talking about, mate. Like, yeah, they're just and
Yeah.
working things like that like really get you motivated to do more. Like,
Yeah.
cool.
If I could, I'd buy one over here, but they're just so expensive. Like to get them over here, I love them so much.
Mate, that said, you've been around the scene for a long time. You've seen a lot of different dogs, not only trialing but at work. Is there a dog you'd love to have in your kennel, and why?
I don't really know. I think there's a few dogs that I really like that's getting about.
And you can't say Hook.
No, I've already got him in my cages.
There you go.
I think Chris Stapleton's. I'll take any of his dogs home. They're unreal. Jake Nolan's dog Sam. I'd take him. Bloody unreal. Yeah, there's a few dogs about that I'd take home. Yeah, probably one of Chris's or Jake Nolan's Sam. I reckon he's unreal.
Cool. Mate, is there a message or something you'd like to get out into our community while you have the platform?
What's that, sorry?
Is there a message you'd like to get out while you have the platform here tonight, or something that you'd like to be known for in the working dog community?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything I really want to be known for. Maybe a nice guy.
Yeah. How about the way people treat their dogs or their stock? Or
I think he's answered it.
Yeah.
I think that's
He's a
perfect
crack-
answer.
He's already nice. Everyone knows he's a nice bloke. Look at the fella. Comes from a cracking family. All right.
That's all you need to say. You don't need to go into Daniel's mantras
Oh,
and
that's
everything he goes
cool.
on about.
Nah.
You'll be right.
Don't leave him alone. Mate,
No,
thanks.
one last question. I'm going to
By
hit
the
you
way,
up.
then, go.
If you were a crayon, what color would you be and why?
If I was a crayon, I don't know.
Seeing as we're doing mantras and everything.
Maybe like green or something, or blue.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say red. I always see you wearing red.
I thought red or orange because you're just
Yeah.
like bang full of energy.
I don't know. Yeah, probably green or blue. I don't know why. It's a cool color.
That's cool. All good.
That's just one of our random ones, mate. Don't worry too much about that. But
There's
Go.
no right or wrong answer.
thanks for jumping on and having a yarn with us tonight, mate. Really appreciate your time. Like I said, it's been like the energy you've put out. It's really cool. Can clearly see that you really enjoy doing what you do, and keep doing it, mate. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
All our viewers tonight or listeners, I hope you enjoyed it. Everyone listening back, please remember we learn. I actually forget my.
We learn every
We
day.
learn every day.
And the day
And the
we
day we
stop.
stop learning will be a sad one for all of us. Good night.
Thank you.